How I'm changing my mindset with chronic pain. Chronic pain is usually regarded as a syndrome. During this time, a person's pain usually starts from moderate to severe, making it hard to function. Over the time, I've been to lots of doctors and specialists over the years when I decided to accept that something wasn't quite right. But I found over the years none of them have been able to help. And I've just got to learn to find cures and manage it and take my medication and find other ways what help me to deal day to day. I've tried, personally myself, I've tried physiotherapy, and it hasn't helped. You might have a temporary fix for a really, really short period of time, and then you're back to square one. You feel like over the years, you're just like miserable, in pain, and it makes you feel powerless, and it's just like you can't do anything about it. And it makes it harder as well if you're struggling with other stuff at the same time. It's like, for me, when I first started going to the doctors and having tests and investigations about it all, I was struggling really bad with my mental health. So it took me a lot more time to come to terms with it all and a bit more of the acceptance. But basically, it's like it's come to a case of not complaining and just accepting that it's a way of life. It's not going to just disappear. It's with you to the very end. Sometimes you do have the little wobbles when you see people doing things that you once upon a time could do. So it does get hard, but it's a case of just pushing past the pain and just really try to just make the most of what you can do. It's like nobody really wants to sit and feel pain all the time, and finding ways around it are difficult. When you struggle to not sleep, it's a case then waking up you like it, and just every move you feel movement is causes some form of pain. It doesn't matter what you do, it's just like a mind and rhythm basis, which is just always there, trigger. But the more I've worked on myself and tried to accept what's going on, is look at self-management, and compromise ways that I can try and lessen the pain and how I'm feeling, and just to help minimise things. It doesn't make it just disappear, but to me it just helps things to a reasonable level. So you've got manage your stress levels, emotional and physical pain. Obviously, when your pain's persistent, it can get you more stress. So it's kind of learning healthy ways to deal with stress and being able to work out more efficient ways of dealing with it. Which on that topic, I'm gonna get some stuff uploaded to the group, so people can look into it a bit more and work out better techniques for yourself. Have a pep talk with yourself and make it constructive, but always avoid to not be negative in it, and try not to over-categorise your pain levels. Try to take time for just you and ignore other people. And it's a case of listen to your body and just don't overdo it. I know we all say that and we tell each other that, but that's just one important way just to manage within your own management of yourself. Sometimes when the pain's bad, it can make you feel like you just want to quit living and just sit there or lay in bed all day and just wallow. But it doesn't help, it just actually makes things worse. I mean, myself, even on a really bad day, I will try my hardest to force myself out. Even if I just do something stupid and just go to the bus stop, or I just go just to the shop for something random what I don't even need, just to try and get me out of the house, because it's like being active and engaged is actually helpful. I mean, I've also, throughout my journey, trying like new hobbies and engaging in stuff. One big one for self-management, I'd say, is support. It is a daily struggle living with pain, and everybody sees it differently and experiences it differently. But it's about making sure you've got a good support network and linking in and knowing and having a plan for when you're struggling, and knowing that you can reach out. And I'd say accept your situation you're in with your pain rather than trying to fight it, because the more the fight, the more we're just going to make things worse. Just instead honour your body and yourself, and just listen, because you deserve to take the extra care. And I'd also be like, take more time for yourself. There's really no need to overdo it and get to the point of exhaustion. Just, we all deserve to live a good life and do something for ourselves, regardless if we're struggling with us pain. I'd say, if anything, pain has taught me a bit about gratitude. I mean, growing up and everything, always been grateful for stuff and accepting, but I've learned being grateful for just tiny little things just makes you feel refreshed, and that things are going to be okay, and accept little small things as little gift packages to yourself. And I think regardless how ever we're suffering with this pain, we should use this voice more to present that positive change. And I think this is one good reason why I find this group what we've set up really good, because we can speak out and be open and honest in more of a free space than if you go to a high top end professional based setting. I'd say throughout my journey as well, I'd say I've become resourceful and more resilient. You know, when I first went to the doctors and saw a specialist, had all the tests, I just thought, oh, that's just the end, just another thing to the bucket list of all my medical problems I've got. But the more time's gone on, I've realised there's still ways of doing stuff, and accepting and stood up. I've basically stood up and made myself feel a stronger person. I still have my wobbles, and I feel like I'm stuck in my own head, but I know that's not the end, and I'll keep pushing to get myself to the end of the tunnel. I'd say along my journey, it's also taught me like the value of self-care, the principles of taking care and learning little small tactics, what you might not have done, and built up a toolkit of little strategies and little things. And even if it's just using like the insect sticks to kind of help you relax, lighting candles, using the moisturising stuff, do the face packs and all that. It's all just different little bits which like I put in my toolkit to try and help me when I'm struggling. One thing I did try to do was I tried to do a bit of more exercise, but that just really sent me backwards, and I just got to the point at the beginning of doing it, I felt okay, but then I had to take a break, and when I went back to it, I could just see instantly a deterioration of my overall health, and I just couldn't do it. But one thing which is the hardest thing to do along your journey is asking for help. People don't like to reach out, and yet it's hard because people don't understand it, and it's like having to explain yourself. But in my opinion, it's just about giving yourself that grace. You've learned yourself you've basically learned to yourself new little tactics, and just hit the pause button, take a break for yourself, and when you're struggling, you just need to ask for the help rather than wallow.